My name is Calibos, the only boss with one S. Mubarak Karim to all our Muslim brothers and sisters around the world. And also a happy new month to all of you from Tap Tap Send in the whole Riase. As you already know, Tap Tap Send remains to be your numero uno money transfer app you can ever find in the whole world. All you have to do is to go onto Google Play Store or App Store and download Tap Tap Send. The name is what? Tap Tap Send. Now, the testimonies from people is overwhelming. Everybody is giving the good testimony about Tap Tap Send because I've used it before and I understand how reliable, secure, and fast the app is. You, if you like, put it to a test and you'll see. So, what are you waiting for? Download Tap Tap Send now. Keep on sending the money to the loved ones and your family and let them appreciate you more. Remember the name. It's Tap Tap Send. Hey.
Tap Tap Send. Send more, spend less.
I go Ghana for Kokoko about 10 years. Kakra. Masaba mo na so biemo ye business na na egu so bohun digital business ye wo community mu a chese edom gum asedanka nyame na me kasa Ghana fo ye ndorso ni ade enne kofo atia so mu business ni mu me see ye business ye digital business ababi abeko bi abetumi arane agese me see woni internet no me say wo pay check no wo de na so me na enso me ntina wo se me nya bibi ka ho na me ho henha me asedanka nyame 2 years ni enya anke animu o enti ne ye bode from no me see business way afia so those of us in the diaspora need to be file tax no ye bro you 1099 na dey file tax afia ye dey file ye bra bi me ye dey file ye dey o just a professional bia wo business mu teachers taxi drivers just me who send your menka doctors lawyers bankers obia ye wo hia na wo gadgets just say wo dey be run business ye lay system na ma enti me say registration refundable. It's brabeshe. Say bibi obetumi aye. Pe bibi kan wo na wo gina wo na ba akopɛ so a ebegene. E wo so otumi gina wo na me no so do won sesi obo. Na wanka sa otumi manage wade business na be ye wa wo dia. Emma extra source of income. Me mo mu de aboa me ne mabusua. Enti no bra. Me se kakra nie. Momra. Me number na etwa gu no. Ne yenkasa. God bless us all. Amen.
Check now, Cheque, for Cheque, Cheque. The beat is real, don't we make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, Cheque, for Cheque, for Cheque, green select glucometer, for Cheque. Sugar level for Cheque, for Cheque, reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
We are surely back in the studios of Sammy Flex TV after staying away for the past days. We are back to do the Lord's business, and once again you are welcome to join us with my people Roland Amate already in your shot, Kobe Josvan the nation's blogger in your shot, and in team Dodu Solomon aka Chemo also here for us to do our business. My name is Sammy Flex with our team of producers, Digital Rasta, you can call him Currency, who is on camera, and Richie Flex, who is the editor director of the show. And you out there, thanks for being a part of it. If you have not subscribed to us, please do, because this is where we do the best showbiz ever in the whole Ghana. Once again, you have to make sure that you are using Tap Tap Send to send money from abroad to your friends, your colleagues, to your businesses here. Just get an app on your phone, download it from Play Store, any of the Google Play Stores or iOS, and make sure you put in your bank details. And with this, you send money to people without them going through any stress of forming long queues in the banking halls before they can retrieve the money. Do it today, and let's say thank you to you as well. But remember to use the promo code SammyFlex. The promo code SammyFlex will surely help you to even get some more money into your account. What are you waiting for? Do it, and let's do business to support Ghana. Kobe Josman was at Atara Praise when they launched. They invited us, so let's use some 1 minute to get the report from there. How was Atara Praise?
Yeah, it was very awesome. I might say. I think that was his first year, and looking at the whole place, the arrangements.
That was his first ever show.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Gospel show. And looking at the arrangement and the setup for the set line artists that raised the event was very amazing.
Okay.
Initially, there was some kind of a lot of talkabilities, thinking that maybe you wouldn't be able to hold it. But that very night, there were certain things that I saw that personally I was very, impressed. I mean, from the lineup, the how the guests were welcome to the main auditorium.
Was it a free show or it was a ticketed show?
It was a free show.
Oh, okay. Because I've seen videos and the numbers were good.
They're very impressive.
Yeah, the numbers were good. Wow. Do you think he'll do it again?
Yes, I believe. But I think there are so many things that he needs to work on. I mean,
like
with
what?
the gospel people, always I used to talk about this, that with this ministry tag, it is time they need to understand the whole business concept. And also know that the industry is very competitive. And because when we are doing business, we should mean business. But when you want to be like, oh, nyame adwuma, but nyame adwuma near this kind. So you separate your ministry different from the music area. When it comes to doing the ministry as a prophet, you do it. When it comes to you doing the music, you stand in as a musician who understand the game and willing to do business. So that when you have this understanding, when people are approaching you, they know how better to negotiate good offers for you. But when you make it seem, say, we are just doing God's ministry, they will more or less invite you and always give you small money for your transport.
And may God bless you.
The God bless you too.
They'll be giving you small money and may God bless you. Well, so let me still be on Kobe Josman to do this. Looks like this weekend he was out most of the times, and I want to pick some one or two from him. Aside from Atara Praise, he was also at the Silverbird Cinema for the premiere of Sewa, where Fela Makafui did something that has been discussed online for some time. When everybody was expecting Fela to have come in a more flamboyance and in a more expensive clothing and all of that, Fela decided to appear in the character of Sewa in the series. And so many people are saying, wow, was that a smart move? Was that a Yawa move? And I want us to also talk about it from our own perspective, because as usual, when it comes to premieres are a day for fashion as well. If you understand movie premieres are a day for fashion, where the characters in the movie, they all come fully dressed, fully armed with fashion. So on the day, you realize that apart from Fela Makafui, who was the producer as well as the star person in the movie, the rest of the guys came in their A fashion game. So when I saw them taking pictures, oh, Fela Makafui, Brego. Seeing people in their expensive agbada and things and suits, and the main character or the woman behind the whole production comes in, Ghana must go back, comes in some simple dress, and I was like, wow, this is worth talking about. Good move. Hey, is that Afia? Wow, Afia has now gotten flesh. Oh. Wow, look at a fupa. Oh, that's solid. Well, so I want us to look at that from that perspective. Rich, I don't know if you want us to still watch or we can go ahead to talk. We can go ahead to talk, eh? Okay, so that is what we saw. Whilst you are watching, I'm sure he'll be flashing some more photos and videos for you to see as well. But Kobe Josman was there. Kobe, how was it? Then let's take it from the appearance of Fela. When she came, what was talked about? What were people saying?
I think the whole play was very charged. Looking at that very Saturday, the whole of Accra was very.
It was
busy.
a Friday, huh?
No, that was Saturday.
It was a Friday.
Yeah, sorry, Friday.
Friday.
So that was, I mean, the beginning of our weekend. So almost everywhere was busy.
Yeah.
And we troop in, looking at the audience, the people who turn up. But that very day too, there was some numbers of premierings also going on.
Okay.
But
At the
looking
same venue?
Yes.
Okay.
So I personally, when I saw the whole atmosphere, I was like, oh, that was very impressive, because now Makafui be said, because of that Ghana, you know, if you have do it and let's see. So there won't be a good turnout, but at the end of the day, the number that came was very impressive.
Very impressive.
And personally, with her costume too, I love it, because if she was supposed to be in that kind of glitz move or something like that, we've been seeing her appearing in that, I mean, kind of costume. So it seems to be normal. But appearing in that costume, today we are talking about it. And that one way or the other is pushing this whole, I mean, movie thing. Because many people have premiere movie that we know at the end of the day, that ends it. There won't be any conversation or anything to base on to talk about it.
Okay.
But with that attire that she wear, I mean, it brings your mind on the kind of movie that she's talking about it.
Okay.
Which one way or the other to help the mileage per which the movie to get to. And more or less today, there's gonna be a series of premiering too. I think Kumasi will be the next.
Yeah.
And maybe possibly they will consider another venues too. That one too be possible. So people of Kumasi who haven't, I mean, witnessed the whole process will have a clue of it and may more or less get more prepared beyond that. So if that of Accra was amazing, then I think the expectation to be very high for them
as well. I see. But did you hear some of the guests? Those who came to, did you hear them talking about Fela's dressing? Did you hear anybody make a comment?
No,
about that
I think
dress?
there wasn't any talkability when it comes to the side of the guests who appeared on the show. I mean, on that very night.
It has been on social media.
Yeah, but the people who went to witness the very event, and even social media people are more or less discussing it. And that is what I'm talking about. It is more or less bringing the commercial side of it, because the more people talk about it, the more people will eager or more or less have the taste to go and find out what it is and make a follow-up on it. So the more the conversation, the more the chance of that movie getting more revenue out of it. So I think that one is very perfect and a good move that she did. Yeah.
Okay, Chabo, what do you also think about it, knowing that premieres are supposed to be fashion-oriented of a sort, but Fela decides to swerve us all into it?
Well, I think it was a good move, and whoever advised her to do that, I mean, this is a good advice. If it's from her own initiative, to why not? I think it's okay. And yes, premieres, you see more people coming in that style, like flamboyant kind of dressing. But this time around, Fela also, I mean, well, it's based on the character, so it's still that flamboyant thing, as in doing something usually that you will not see. Just that we were expecting it to be at the other side, and then she swerved us. I mean, yes. So I think still she tried to do something different from the usual thing. So it's the same thing, and I like it because people are talking about it, and it will still give more talkability to the premiere thing. Me, I thought it was just a one movie, featured movie kind of. I didn't know that it was a series.
Yeah, it's going to be a series.
Yes, and this kind of thing will let people know more about it, because you will say, after saying that, why did she came to the place like this, and then people will ask what is going on. Some people will ask what is going on, and some details will come out. Yes, so people will even know more about what is happening. So for me, I think it's a good move, and we know her already. We know what she can do. I mean, she has won certain things that people were even talking. So that wouldn't be a new thing for her. Or you can't say that she doesn't know how to dress or something.
Or she doesn't have what
to wear. She has done it several times, and even the people are talking about it. And this time around, she went this way, and still she's getting people to talk about it. So a good move for her, and I think so far so good.
Well, Roland will speak finally on this. Let's listen to what Roland puts in as well.
That's I mean, it was a very good movie. In fact, the moment I saw the first footage, I was like, yes, this is it. You know,
when you saw her dressed like that,
I tell you, I was so happy, because yes, some of us, we know the system we are in, and how critics are very eager or in high anticipation of some of these things. Like you said, movie premieres is also another event for fashion. And definitely people would come expecting people to appear in certain lights.
Exactly.
Now, for you to appear, Fela knows very, very well that if she appeared like the usual in that glitz and glamour, definitely you will have then loudmouth critics and like everywhere coming at her, trying to scrutinize whatever she's wearing against the purpose of the event.
Exactly.
And with that, she knows that, okay, when I dress this way, they are going to talk about it and connect it to the purpose of the event. Okay. When I dress that way, I'm still going to talk about it, and the connection will be the purpose of the event, which is the movie premiere. So why don't I appear like the character in the movie? So when they are talking about my costume, it will still be about that same character. And in fact, on that level, wherever the advice came from was on point. Now it helps in the movie promotion because, like I said, you talk about the dressing, it will link you straight nowhere.
Why she dressed
like
that.
And it is in the movie. And now we know Fela, one of her flagship characters, has to do with that particular role or that particular character. That village character is what most people loved about Fela Makafui, not the glitz and glamour of an actress in movies and all that. Fela Makafui's breakthrough was out of YOLO, and in YOLO it was out of a similar character, which is why she decided to go that tangent. So I think it was good. The premiere is not on one, and this is going to run in series. So this is obviously a free promo for the movie.
Okay.
Celebrity attendance, I think I was also impressed. Okay. Looking at how busy the weekend was, I was very, very impressed. There were some people that I didn't expect them, but saw certain faces, and I was like, yo, Charlie, thank you guys for showing up for
showing
Fela.
Love, yeah.
Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And she's been out of the movie scene for quite some time. Yes, she's done one or two, but doing active movie or active filmmaking is something that Fela has not been doing for quite some time. Yeah. So coming back, she would need all the support and all that. And my highlight was the look-alike appearance.
Yeah, I saw them too.
Yes, was the look-alike appearance.
I saw them asking for Fela. I saw some Fela way.
Yeah. Was this is a whole event that.
And this time they were not bounced like the other one.
No, I believe details was not like premium was not actually on them like that.
Yes,
because
for this one.
Yes, there was a whole lot of activities going on. And that premium wouldn't be on them until somebody decides to highlight them, like a camera was put on them and somebody was asking for Felano. But other than that, I think everything was beautiful, and we are expecting the Kumasi's going to.
Well, I would want to read another story and get the views of my people here, though all of them are not married though. Though all of them are not married.
We have girlfriends.
Oh, girlfriend is different from marriage. I beg you. Don't equate girlfriends to marriage. Don't ever try it. They are never the same. There is a vast difference between someone who is dating and someone who is married.
It's just like being a child.
So this is Kobna talking here. Kobna was in an interview with Zion Felix, and he said, I regret marrying young. Kobna opens up. I regret marrying young. Kobna opens up. Now the story reads, renowned Ghanaian high life singer Kobna says marrying in his 20s stole precious years of his life. Speaking in an interview with Zion Felix, the Aso hitmaker said he should have concentrated on his young and blossoming career instead of settling down. Now he says, the irony of the whole thing is, I played a role in stealing my whole life away from me at a point. The reason why I'm saying that is, as at 26 and 27 around that time, I felt that what I should have done was to focus on my career and not allow any external force to derail my train, he said. But despite what he believes were missed opportunities to enjoy his life at the time, Kwabena says he's happy to reclaim such lost moments now. He pointed out that he's now older, wiser, and understands the importance of seizing opportunities and not taking anything for granted. I feel I was a young guy around that time, but by God's grace, God has given me the chance again to have a second shot of my life. That is the reason why I'm not taking things for granted, because around that time, there were other people who have become casualties or were involved. And so I don't want to make it look as if I was a great person and somebody was bad. I feel that at a point in my life, I should have focused on my career more than any other thing. I shouldn't have married then, Kwabena was quoted for saying. Now, while others may wallow in misery, the Famisa singer prefers to capitalize on difficult circumstances like heartbreaks to write his best love songs. In an earlier interview with George Quay on Showbiz A to Z in January, Kwabena said he channels his energy into writing beautiful songs when he is emotionally down. Now, the best time for me to write great songs is when I am heartbroken. So I love it. I love those moments. That is what Kwabena is saying. Now, let me start with Chamo, being social pressure head teacher, to tell us what he thinks about Kwabena's position that he thinks marrying early cost him, and whether to marry early is good or bad.
Well, it's not a clear-cut thing there, but the truth is that when you compare ladies and the gentlemen, I think if you are a man, you stand a better chance if you are older, or if you build enough wealth. In that sense, you get a whole lot of options. So based on
you
that,
get control of your life.
Yes. So based on that, you are likely to get the best at the time, because the women will also avail themselves. You being the best will also come and fight for you. So you are likely to get better if you have built that wealth, or if you are old enough and you have and based on what is happening or in this world, men get better as they grow. Because as a man, when you are born, you don't have anything. In fact, you are valueless. And you have to build your wealth based on time and your competence and how much you can gather for yourself. As a woman, you are born with value. Right from the birth, you have a value. And unfortunately for them, you lose value as you grow. For a woman, you lose value as you grow. So if you're a woman, it's better you marry early, especially when you are at your peak from age, let's say 20 to 30. If you miss it, then your value will go down. So you are also likely going to have issues. And so for a man, based on that, for a man, if you marry early, you may not have enough resources to attract the best women. That's where
unless maybe you met her wealth earlier.
Yes. So if you are a man, you are not likely to attract the best of women, because at that point you have not made enough wealth for all the best women to avail themselves for such a union. So so at that point you take what you think you will get. As you grow, you may develop new taste, because now you are making more money, more women are coming to you and all that. So you are likely to have issues with your marriage because you marry early. And yes, I know that some people did it and it's still working for them. We will not dispute that. But most men who marry early suffer this thing, or their women will just ignore certain things that will happen in future. Because when you are young and you don't have much, and then you make more money, you develop new taste, you are likely to move around and do things.
I know, right?
And yes, some women will ignore because they know with time you will come around. So they will take it like that. And some women too will not take it, and it's likely that the marriage will not work. So I will agree partially with Kwabena, but the where I will disagree or where I would say no is when even when you are young and you have enough worth, I think you can still attract good women to marry.
Okay.
So yes, but if you are just a young guy trying to build your career, as in his case, then focus on building your career. After that, I mean, at even age 99, we heard the story. 80 something, 83,
Someone
man still getting
took,
yes,
younger lady.
yes. Because women are attracted to your competence or your worth. So if you have that, you are likely to attract the best of women because they also want good things. They will not go with anybody. If you are struggling down there, you won't attract the best. That's the thing, because
Exactly.
like there are a whole lot of things if you are young and you are now building your worth in the case of Kwabena. So yes, I will agree with him that sometimes focus on your career, but as you go along, by all means, one or two ladies will come into your life that they may be good for you, but you may also miss
that you may wish you had waited for them.
Yes, you may miss them because you are also focusing on your career too much. So you have to know the balance, but it's best you build some form of wealth before you marry. You are likely to get a stable partner than just struggling down there. At that point, you will take whoever comes.
Yeah.
And later you regret and say that you think you deserve the best. That's where the issue will come.
Well, I like this conversation because sometimes I want to put myself in this situation and ask whether it is also my story. But sometimes I also ask myself, at this stage, do you know something? I wish my children were at the senior high school or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Sometimes I wish like at this stage in my life, my children are about to enter uni or something.
Yeah.
So they can take charge of
yes, so you can also follow them up, and because this is the time that you are energetic, you can follow up and do things. But imagine when you have retired and now your children are about to enter uni and all those things. So when I listened to Kwabena, I said, so did Kwabena also consider that time that okay, so you want to get married at say 40, at 45, then 45, within some 15 years. You have gotten to your retirement age. 15 years, your children are still going to be. So you'll be at 60 or something, then your children are still small children. So I was asked, and when he said about career too, it is true.
Yeah.
Do you know something? I wish I live in this studio. Like people that. That I wish I don't have anything where to go.
No,
like I'm in this studio, I wake up at 3:30 a.m. Camera, action, light, that. I'm going here, I'm chasing this, I'm chasing that. Hey, like sometimes I wish I was that, but you look back and no, you still have to come back home. So hey, what the world? No, like you don't know which one. You don't know which one is ideal. In all the choices, it will come with negatives and positives. Well, Rob, are you going to take Kwabena's advice or?
I mean, you see, this is a life experience.
Well, so I think I got married at 33.
So you guys, okay?
Yeah, I got married at 33.
Man, at that age is cool.
This is a life experience, and you know sometimes it cannot be for everybody. It is not a straightforward jacket to say that because Kwabena's own did not work, yours wouldn't. There are some people who also did it at the same age as he did, and are still doing it. I can take Fela, Makafui, and Medical for example. These are people who got married at almost the same, even younger than he did. But then they are still doing well now as we speak. That is where your argument comes in. So I am actually building a point. Yes, I am actually building a point.
That means
it's too early to use them for
as an example, but as a start.
So why you think they are not doing well?
Oh, they are doing well.
Yes. So as a start,
no, wait. Let's understand Jemo.
Yeah, they are doing well now. But if you use them as an example today and tomorrow you hear something else, it's some way. I mean, they are not Are they up to 3 years?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they've done.
It's more than 3 years now.
Yes.
I think they will be in their third or going to.
No, fifth. They should be in their fifth.
They should be in their fifth year.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'll confirm.
Okay, but yeah, if it is more than 5 years, then I think Roland,
You see, even so, they are the immediate people that we can equally equate to.
Yeah,
and so far, it has been very good.
Yeah,
You understand?
Yeah.
But the point, the reason why I'm saying yes, it cannot be for everybody is that, you see, in this space we have occupational hazards, and some of them are in relationships that we have. Yes, some people.
Oh, they are just 3 years old.
Okay.
So it was 2020, 7th March 2020.
Yeah.
So the couple tied the knot on March 7, 2020.
So
3 years.
3 years.
3 years and still
Early
counts.
days,
Yes, yeah.
Early days, but that's what I'm saying.
So far, so good.
So far, it has been very good. But my own is that in this space, we have occupational hazards, and some of them is choosing a life partner. I believe it is not about when you choose it, but how you are able to make that decision and how that decision affects your life. Somebody can choose it at an early age, and it will affect his life positively, that he will grow and go with it.
Okay.
Some people will choose it at a very old age and they will still do it. But sometimes, because of the hazards that we get as creative people, one of them is getting somebody that understands what you do, not only knowing what you do. So that's when we come at the say there's a vast difference between you knowing what the person does and understanding what the person does. If you know what the person does, you know that, oh, Sammy Flex is a TV presenter. He goes on TV, he does it. But you understand that sometimes his job calls him at odd hours. And some partners wouldn't feel cool. Somebody would say, oh, I know Fela Makafui, she is an actress. But do you understand that on set, she can be kissed, smooshed on set by another person? That is.
And are you ready to accept
Are you
that?
ready to accept that? I think I was with you when we were watching a movie and somebody was smooching a lady and you said, we were worried and not worried. Iniedo, thank you.
We are watching the Shanty Town.
The Shanty Town. And the way they were smooching. Don't worry. No, but even so. You see?
Exactly.
Based on your what?
Guy winner no barrier.
Especially when the man has something to show for.
Yes.
So these are the dangers that people in the creative arts go through. So sometimes in the peak of their career or at certain points, whether young or old, we get certain advices that somebody will tell you, hey, by this time there's a one warrior. Because one of the dangers is us getting options in a space. In fact, being in the creative art industry, the one occupational hazard is you have so many options, especially when you're on the rise. And most of them are because of what you are doing and not because they understand what you do.
Exactly.
So sometimes if you don't take care and you decide to take certain decisions at certain times, you might not choose somebody that understands what you do, and that will be suicidal in your whole career. So it is like that. I am not happy this is coming from him but then it is what it is.
You're not happy because of what exactly?
Like it will definitely discourage so many people who probably would want to just squash that aspect of their life
Because
and just exactly. Because to some of us would have voiced that, Charlie, we marry early, then we have time to focus on the career, so we can grow.
But when you marry to, your attention on career will be divided.
Yes,
hugely divided.
Of course.
That one fact.
Of course.
Reason sometimes I tell young people that, Charlie, this is the time you have to do all the things you have to do in this business, because the moment you get married,
responsibility begins to go elsewhere. So yes, but it is like I said, it is not for everybody. Some people would marry early and they will still go through. Go through. So sometimes some of these statements discourages some people from venturing. But again, it serves as a life lesson for everybody to learn. Because somebody that has gone through an experience that shares it, you have one or two to pick from to also help you whenever you are choosing a life partner. Because as far as I can remember, Kwabena has been divorced like twice.
Oh, it's more than that.
More
I
than
think
that.
3 or something.
And he says now he's wise, he's mature, so he wants to go in finally.
You will pray for him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. At 26, as a matter of fact, if you are a person in the creative space and your career is blossoming, then at 26 will surely come as a new thing. I also got to understand something, that sometimes your maturity also helps you in your marriage.
Yeah.
Knowing things you have to respond to and things you have to let go. And unfortunately, you only see these things best when you are a little up there. Jamo!
Yeah.
Hey, the things, eh?
Yeah.
You only see those things up there more when you are a little older. Like, I look at my life today with my wife and I compare it to some years that maybe we're having this argument. That time shouldn't have minded her. Because me trying to deep. But maybe at that time, but now, like so many things, I take them home. It will pass.
Yeah.
Let it pass. And truly, it passes.
Yeah.
But if you're not going forward, so come not see me. Hey, well, let's listen to what the Nation's blogger there. Don't worry.
But
Okay, so which one do you want as a choice? The early one or the mature one? I would say the old one. The mature one.
Yeah, sure. But I think Kobna is speaking from experience.
Oh, sure.
And sometimes it's good we listen to people like Kobna because you're teenager.
No name said necessary.
See,
of course, they're very different.
yeah, currency the name said no one can plan so today.
Okay.
No say no, I don't see him say I worry him the other kind of list. But whatever being it.
Okay, quiet. So I'll say there.
Brass, I mean, you see, life itself comes with risk. And in as much as we want to take risk, it comes with its own consequences.
Exactly.
These are it is. And before a man should settle, there are some factors that he needs to consider.
Okay.
I always say this, that go to where you have a peace of mind.
Very well.
And choose a partner who understands what you're doing. Most of these are celibate, or most of these divorce cases that we hear, along the line they got stuck, or maybe they chose a partner just because a certain friend is getting married.
Yeah.
So let me also
and
do it. A certain
and
pressure.
especially when your mate and your family starts saying, don't worry, don't worry. Your friends start writing on social media, so when are you going to marry? Why I say a friend is saying canopy natures. Every marriage you are there, but you don't marry yourself.
So a certain pressure coming from a family. But I think the generation is beginning to have a different mindset with respect to marriage. Right now, most are not prioritizing marriage to be a key. But more or less it goes against the ladies, because society still believe that as a lady, in as much as you accumulate all the wealth, the success, if you are not a married person, we still have this mindset, say you are not responsible enough. And the same way happens to men. Sometimes even when they are making decisions, on making so now someone worry that. So yes, won't worry that. So if won't worry that, it means you are not responsible person. But I think it goes beyond that. Me, I say all this all the time. Say maturity is a state of mind. Someone can grow as 80 years, but still won't be matured enough to take certain decisions. But someone can be as young as 20, but be mature enough to take certain decisions that will go a long way to benefit him or other parties.
Okay.
So these are some of the things that we need to also consider. Another thing that Brother Sammy also talk about it is about trying to understand your own self before choosing a partner. As an individual, you need to understand your own self. Psychologically, you need to be sound. Physically, you need to be sound. And financially,
you need to be sound.
You need to be sound as well. So it all must have said, in all aspects, you have to be sound. You need to check yourself. Say it is a journey that, if cares, but I mean, people have taken that decision, settling down with certain people, and that ended the whole thing of them. the good things that they were doing, it shut all the doors that people also think, so let me marry, and when I marry, doors will open. And when they got married, all doors was closed. Others too married and certain doors got open. Yeah. So this is how it is. So if you don't check on certain things like that, boy, baby no, and baby no, I say, oh, and I'm very worried nipa winning, and I'm not yes. Because you didn't check yourself well. Financially, always I say it's a key thing that you need to consider. Our no paying for say ne kwan ewa. Beginning like this, although I shall say, oh, I love you, this kind of will come. But after 2 years, 3 years, that is when you understand the marriage nankasa. You understand the kind of person that you choose. And when a woman the true person, when the money is not coming, when the certain support that when you were dating was coming, wasn't coming, this is the time that you see. So me, I would advise the youth, I'm a youth as well. So I advise my colleagues, say, we shouldn't be in a haste to make that decision. But that doesn't also tell us, so worry younger, and your bonnet. So we share one more day now, so wait my wire fine. I see. But so one more didn't do one. Don't let a certain pressure, don't let a certain group push you to make that decision. If not, it will end up. Recently, they said, nice man, be worry, on wire, never be our course. Why so I would trade pressure, me kwaba, sir, heart attack. So, the pressure, I journey a corner of company, your brass, I mean, target said, let me try and get something on the table so that I can feed my family. Now, we're down, Palano. The question is, who has to feed these kids? How much to answer? So, let's consider. I'm here 3. If you and a moon answer, Emma. So, you can just imagine, why woman, Papa Nanka, and Papa no poor currency more person more than below. Brass, I mean, we should consider this stuff. Okay. This stuff. And say, yeah, young wiring. Sometimes say, yeah, Tissan Semnibia. Let's sit behind, think critically, analyze things before we make a move. If care is not taking, we're going to and no koi and when yeah, someone who said she should be announced was and so these are some of the things that we need to do. If not, we'll mess up all the time and also come as being a counselor just as covenant.
Well, interesting times indeed. And Chamo said something before he made his commentary that it is not a straight jacket something, and that is very true. Someone would say different strokes for different folks. So based on your opportunities, based on your advantages, based on your resources, that is what Nigerians don't want to hear from Ireland. Based on your resources, you decide on which of these decisions best suits you, then you go for it. Some people are better off marrying early. Others are also better off marrying late. Based on whatever you come across, then that's fine. Personally, maybe if I had not married then, like by now, my marital choice, location, and everything would have changed now. Would have been different now. But at the time, that was the decision I made. I don't regret it, as a matter of fact, never. I don't regret it at all. But what I mean is, if it's happening now, based on my exposure, based on my knowledge, based on my world view, like so many things would have been different. But it is what it is. So look at yourself well, not at other people's demands or natuabapa. I think Zenwano can show us natuabapa. That is what is important. Now I've come across 2 videos that I want us to watch. Then after that we use it as part of our analysis. And these videos are from Shatawale as well as D-Crime. They are almost talking about the same thing. That's why I want us to look at these 2 videos. They are talking about why Nigerian music seems to be doing better than us. And they made some points. I want us to go watch these videos. And when I come back, I get the views of my people, whether they agree or disagree with these music greats on their position of how Nigerian music is beating us woto to the competition. Watch this one. I'll be right back.
Those Alataf, they don't fear to take risk. They know the fear to take risk. And you see with the risk, those Alataf, they don't fear to take risk. They know the fear to take risk. And you see with the risk and all the investments, we they see results. Do you understand? But here, somebody said wake up where you want handle artists, they go fish and do a try breaking leg. If you can say that person go, you can't tell the next investor say go invest into this game. You go to say, Charlie, that place don't go. The hate be more. The values ever go come down. You know, those things. Sometimes when somebody they break somebody, you figure they do one person. No, he's breaking the whole industry. And yet we are the same people they want to see us there. When somebody in Mata come, where did they talk them? If you talk them so ill, people to the blog. I'm not saying they don't blog about it. You talk them ill, blog ill. Somebody do you where you want check on the Ghanaian artists. It be the ill commenting why they see before the good one day down. How you go become? Yes. How the person go become collaborate with Ghanaian? Who tell you they know they like us? We were here. Sherry made a whole song in Tree. We said, oh, the guy singing in Tree, he falls small. That be all we said about it too. As you talk, no be so. That is even in English. See the way they take him. Hey, the guy talk on a language. Meanwhile, he spoke a whole tree. Come on. We couldn't really too trumpet about it because there were too many choices. You're trying to gravitate on something new.
I'm unavailable. They know they see me. He vexes sometimes. So you say, at the same word the video used for in song inside, it will use for his song inside. But how can we enjoy the same? Because what nonsense with that? I mean, the girls they sing, they talk, say, why are the girls singing Nigerian songs? And if a Nigerian song come out, you know, then the girls will sing. If you hear, listen every Charlie, listen every Niger beat, the way it starts. Listen the way it starts. They hear something. They see everything is well compressed, and you know everything is on point. But here's kind of planning it. Every planning it. You just planning it. Where did they think this thing? You can't date there if you wait. You know, you won't can battle with Nigerians and don't come even battle with us. We Nigerians, we don't do planning. What is planning? Planning for it. What do you think planning do? Planning. Let us upgrade. We like that thing too much. Everything culture. When artists, all of them they try. But ask your body, say, why say Ghana artists? They know if you get the mileage when Nigerians they get. You know, they stop talking foolishly about farmhouse and Nigerians. They do this and they do that and they do this. Stop lying to yourself. You are lying. You have bought a certain virus into the pen drive. The pen drive, their brain. You buy certain virus put inside. We know they lie yourself. Then the Nigerians and the market big. Who tell you? Don't before Nigerians will come. Americans were blowing. Okay, forget America, the population. Even Jamaicans, they are all over around the world. Jamaicans, they be like 3 million or 3.5. We will be 30-something million, including teenage pregnancy and unwanted borning. Teenage pregnancy and unwanted borning all joined together. Where we did here? Yeah, teenage pregnancy and unwanted borning. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. He vexes sometimes. So you say, the same word the video.
It is what it is. So 2 points shared by two great artists over why Nigeria seems to be winning. And let me start with Roland Amate on his opinion on what he thinks about the two guys on what they are saying. Ro.
Yes, I mean, there's one thing that is very common in both of their statements that has to do with the attitude of artists. And I am glad they are the ones saying it.
Good.
You know, whenever there is a problem, especially on how we are not progressing as an industry, sometimes people focus on just a fraction of the problem and equate it to, like, they make it look as if that is the whole problem that we are facing. Last night, I think we were having an argument, and when I got pissed about the fact that some of these musicians tend to go to, I believe they go so hard on the fans, especially
they go hard on the fans,
especially here in Ghana. when they tend to blame the fans for whatever they are not to do. Sometimes they don't do right. Some people would say, oh, Ghanaians should support them at all costs because they are Ghanaians. And they will go and say somewhere and cry, Ghanaians, they don't support, they don't help us, they don't do this, they don't do that. But you go to majority of whatever they are getting, that is response and even revenue, and you realize that it is Ghanaians that are even doing that. Most of these musicians who shout, Ghanaians are not supporting, Ghanaians are not doing this, Ghanaians are not doing that. The majority of their revenue are from these same Ghanaians. So I ask myself, so you think there is a problem, and you are blaming where you are getting your high source of revenue or your high source of, income from? Have you checked yourself? Have you sat down to do a self-retrospection to ask yourself that, what are some of the things that I am also not doing right? Or what are the wrong things that I am also contributing to whatever is going on in the industry? And that is what some of the things that the likes of Shatta was just pointed some of the products that they artists put out. So you get some of the fans jumping on foreign stuff, liking other people's own, and you tend to just come and chastise them and say, oh, you guys are not supporting, you guys are not patriotic, you guys are not doing this. Meanwhile, the consumers have a certain kind of taste. It is you that is not meeting their taste.
Exactly.
And that is what Shatawale is saying. Yes, he has, and I like it. I like that he is the one saying it. Because sometimes they tend to make it look as if they do everything right.
Okay, so that's why he said you do 10.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so he wasn't throwing shades there.
Well, whether he was throwing shades or not, I like the fact that he's included himself in it.
Himself as part of the
exactly.
Yeah, sure.
He's included himself in the problem, because sometimes, yes, we know sometimes the artists do everything right, and some quarters, like the financial quarters, do not come, and sometimes it hinders progress. So you might think the artist is not doing something, but sometimes too, the artists also are the problem. The consumers, at this point have developed a certain taste for amapiano. Then they will come and say, oh, me, conscious music. Oh, yeah, dang. They will still be doing that at a 2 kind of beat.
So you two, you are throwing shades.
What's it?
You are throwing shades.
I'm not throwing shades.
I'm not throwing shades. You this way, boy.
I'm not throwing shades.
So conscious music is for Kojoki.
What's it?
King.
Sorry.
What do you don't forgive? Okay.
Then
Kojoki must see.
This one there, I'll show you.
Oh, but it's okay.
Jemo, I beg get this video for. Very important.
So you see, you realize that when times have changed, that we are supposed to improve on certain things as artists. Then some people would say, oh, this is our culture. This is how we've been doing it since time immemorial. But meanwhile, you tend to realize that, Charlie, that even the generation has changed. So the taste even of how the people consume your stuff have even changed. Instead of them adapting to the new ways of doing stuff, they tend to just coil into whatever they do. And this thing is so peculiar with most of the hip lifers. Most of the hip lifers, and Guy is coming from that same age. These two people are coming from that same age, and they are just highlighting some of their problems. We know in the reason why the industry is not growing and all that, or we have problems, one has to do with financial situations. That is the resources that I always talk about. One is the acceptance, that is the acceptance from the people, and the other one is from the people who prepare these contents, and that is the musicians. For the financial aspect there, we know how the deficiencies when it comes to getting aids or financial assistance to help push whatever products that we have. That is another conversation. But now, as we speak, these two people, whatever they are saying, the one thing that is so common in most of their speeches has to do with some of the attitude. For D-Crime, he was also talking about how fellow artists backbite each other. When somebody goes to see some certain opportunities and supposed to share, so the whole artist industry can grow, they tend to come and even badmouth their fellow musicians, thinking that, oh, they are doing something for themselves that will make them win, forgetting that in the bigger picture they are crippling the whole industry indirectly. So D-Crime talked about the attitudes of artists not supporting each other, and Shatta also spoke about artists not adapting to the current system to help improve. So you see a certain Davido is blending Amapiano with his Afrobeat sound. Now that is what is in vogue. That is where the majority of the market is. Why don't you adapt? Do one of those, get the money, then you can also do whatever consciousness you want to do.
That's true.
You understand?
Conscious by.
Yeah, conscious and conscious.
Another shot. Okay.
Why don't you adapt? Do then when you take your money, then you come and do it. But rather you tend to do our culture. Then at the end of the day, when you go hungry, then you come and blame the fans that the fans are the ones not supporting. See, they've done their best. We know it can only get better. Okay. There's always room for improvement. We can only encourage them and plead to their conscience. That's all they can do to the fans.
Well, Chamo, continue from there. How do you also see how the gentleman spoke?
Oh yeah, I think they touched on a lot of issues, and most of them, I think they should blame themselves. They shouldn't just put it on anybody. Okay. And then maybe few ones we can share it among the industry folks. I mean, when D-Crime was talking about people writing bad stories about them, I mean, I have not seen people writing bad stories about somebody like Ochame Kwame. Yeah, it's about what you do or what you get yourself in. So tell your
maybe someone would describe recently what they did to him after he wore his panty business thing as bad.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, that one is a subjective matter.
Okay.
So people will say, yes, we don't like the way you dress. And no reasonable person who wants to invest in Ochame Kwame will consider that thing and say, I will no more do that. That's the point I'm making. Okay. When you do bad things, like when you beat somebody, when you fraud somebody, when there are issues about you maybe impregnating 3 people at the same time or something like something that you have done it and you don't want people to talk about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what can affect you, an investor working with you or not. And that one, it's your own deeds, not anybody. But when it comes to subjective issues, moral issues, that one, no intelligent or a serious business person will base their decision on that. That one is about choices and it's about where they belong. Maybe they are interested in gospel musicians. They won't come and invest in secular artists. They are interested in secular artists. They won't come and invest in gospel musicians. That one that is what it is. Yeah. But if you get yourself in a scandalous thing like issues that it's you did it and you still don't want people to talk about it, I think it will do us a favor, or the industry will all tell them that don't do it. That's the solution. Don't just get yourself in trouble and tell people not to talk about it. That's it. That's why I disagree with those who will say that when I do good things, you don't report about it. When I do bad, why do you do bad things? Just do good things. If they don't report about it, they won't have a job because they won't get anything to talk about.
So just do good.
Just do good.
Do good and good will follow.
Just as simple as that. If they want to talk about bad things and you are not doing any bad things, it means they won't have a job because they are not getting anything to talk about than to just talk about the good things that you are doing. So just do good. Yes, you can make a mistake in life. That one is there. So if it's a mistake and they want to just do whatever, yes, 1 or 2 will not hurt you because you have done a lot of good things. But if you do a lot of bad things and then do some few good and they are not talking about it, or even if they talk about it, it won't get any highlight or you won't even hear of it, then you will be crying that they only talk about bad things. No, I think the musicians should just do things right and stop always complaining that some people are saying bad stuff about them. Yes, that thing, I mean, bad news sells better than the good news. So some people specialize in doing that. So you as a musician or as an entertainer, you should do your best just to I mean, stay on track, that people will not get a lot of bad things to say about you. Or even if they say it, you equally get people who will defend you or say things in a way that will shape the conversation, or you get the balance of it.
Okay.
But if you are always doing bad, then even the confirmation bias will come in. When they hear anything about you, bad thing will come to their head first.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
So I think they should work on that, and they should stop saying that investors are not working with musicians or entertainers because of the bad news that people write about them. No serious person will do that. In fact, some serious investors will even go for those that you are talking bad about because they will sell. And the investors, they don't care about your attitude. They care about what they can make from you. I think what they are not doing right is not declaring what they are getting.
Okay.
That's the big issue in our industry, especially among entertainers. Let's call D Crime right now and ask him how much did you make last year. He won't tell. He won't say it. Nowhere. Like he will even say, "Oh, I'm managing," and you want me to come and put money in the thing that you are managing. That's the problem. I think they don't declare anything when it comes to our entertainment people, and still they want people to come and invest. I mean, serious investor will not come in.
They are not declaring stuff.
No, not at all. That's why there are some kind of investors that they get, and they will continue to get, and they will continue to get.
Those they don't have to declare anything.
Yes, those that they don't even care about you declaring anything.
Yeah.
Those are the investors that you get. Even
I know them.
See, yes,
I know the investors.
Yes, and I think it's their problem. They have to fix that. Instead of just crying that you are saying bad things about me, that's why I'm not getting investment. No, just be transparent with those who wants to invest with you. Okay. And see if they will not be willing. If they think it will make business sense, they will come. And we should consider that. And I agree with Shatawale to talking about the kind of product that we are bringing out. If you want people to accept your product, don't just tell them that support me because I'm a Ghanaian or because we come from the same village. No. Support me because I'm giving you the best. I'm giving you good music. That's it. Shatawale gets the kind of support that he gets because of his attitude, because of his music, because of how he does his things. Okay. That is it. I mean, it's not about, oh, I'm Shatawale to support me. No. That's why some of his followers are willing to go all out for him. It's because of the things that he's been doing in the space. So people should emulate it, or they should learn from it and just give the product that people are willing to take. Don't just call for support without you giving anything back. I mean, it doesn't work like that. We can continue to say that support your own. It won't work when you are not giving them what they think that is it's worth their time or worth their support. And that's what I would say about this.
Wow, beautiful. Let's listen to Kobe Josvan. Maybe Kobe will come with an agreement.
I'll come back to some of the points that you raised. But I think our musicians, they nag too much. The nagging is too much. Yeah, all the times I've been supporting them, but I think the nagging is the complaint is too much, Brassan. More complaining to do.
Now, you
see, one thing about this, when they are winning, you don't hear support. When they are winning, you will never hear anybody saying support. When they are losing or someone is winning or benefiting what they are supposed to benefit, that is when they come with this support thing. Munja is hard, no. How many of them and Kasana genuinely they support some of the people that have been working with them? And you're behind there are some people doing dirty jobs for them. Are they supporting them too? There are some to that need the platform to equally double their support. Are they doing that to those people?
Okay.
They are too selfish. Today I'm making that point. I think they are too selfish.
I see. They will hear it.
Yeah, they have to hear. Cobra Sammy, if you need support, those who are supporting you, support them so that they can double their support.
That one I agree though.
If I have one CD And if I have to use that same 1 cedi to support you, imagine if you invest like 10 cedis in addition to the 1 cedi, it will be 11 cedis. So the same support will be more than what the 1 cedi result that I'm getting. So they should stop that thing that they do. And they should also know, say, when the world is changing, they should change along. Especially, high life artists. We the days I will do our things. See now that kunke beat the same way you do. When Nigerian people are changing things, we should change things. Because the world is competitive. In as much as you want to compete in this same space, you should know say you're competing with the whole globe. And everybody wants that attention that you want. So what will make the other party concentrate on your product and ignore the rest is when you come up with something that will suit them, make them love what you are doing. Until then, they will always be having this support agenda.
And we'll be fighting over support.
What investment, that backbiting that I heard D-Cram, and I respect him so much because I know he's one of the G's where, that puts Ghana music on the map then. And he's still doing well. But the question is, are the Nigerians the same nagging or the same this thing, chukins and stuff? Are the Nigerians people not also doing something?
Of course, there will be that as well.
Yes.
They are humans, so they'll do everything humans do.
Yes. So, Brother Sammy, what is causing the Nigerians to win, and what is preventing us from not winning? Yemfan said we have all the bad nuts. The same thing. We have some in Nigeria. We have some in Ghana. We have people who one way or the other will go and do the sellout. We have same in Nigeria and some same in Ghana. So what is preventing us, the Ghanaians, not winning? This question, anytime when I sleep and I wake up, I've been asking myself this question several times.
Like why?
No, sometimes I can't think far. Like I can't think, but okay. What is preventing Ghanaians from not getting the multi-million-dollar deal that the Nigerian people are getting? And that's the problem. So if all these things, comparing all the factors, putting all things being equal, and we still have the problem, then the problem is coming from our people. They should check their attitude. They should check
just
it.
Attitude?
Yeah, they should check their they should check it. There's a problem somewhere.
Everything they are doing seems to be wrong.
Yeah, there's some if people have not necessarily say all things that they are doing are wrong.
Okay.
But you can do all things right. But there's one wrong that if care is not taken, it will sink all the good things that you're doing. And that is it.
Well,
so they should check that thing and correct it. And forget about always crying support. Support.
Nations blogger.
Support. You've been doing all this job, all this way. You've been doing good. How many of these people that genuinely will get a platform and say, oh, Sammy, for almost 2 decades have been contributing massively to this industry. Only few will do that. And even those that they are doing it why? Because at that point they feel like, oh, let me do it. But imagine all this effort that you're pushing. You get some energy, low-key pushing you small. You do amazing job. And you always bring young talent just like myself that I'm doing here.
That's true.
You have the will to do more. But until you get the resources to back you to do whatever good thing I want to do, you can't do anything. So the support they should reciprocate the support to those people supporting them. And they will achieve the result that they want to achieve.
Well, the nation's blogger has spoken finally, and I'm sure we can move on to do the very last thing. The very last thing I would say would be why we were out there in Kumasi, minding our business, making sure Shatawale and Shatawale Medical, Jupiter, as well as Tiny, they celebrate one of their friends, Rich Game Henry, who celebrated his birthday at a basement nightclub in Kumasi City Mall. So sorry to James Kweku. Maybe someone is watching us, the person could be of help. On the day, James Kweku's 2 phones were stolen. So he's actually begging anybody who has come across the phone to bring it back, and he's ready to reward the person handsomely. One was iPhone 11
and a
Samsung phone.
Yeah.
Please, he's willing to pay any amount you would request for, especially the Samsung. Especially the iPhone there, we know you won't bring it, because unfortunately for him, it did not have a password, and no lock. iCloud is open, so all that is waiting for is a SIM.
Yes,
Like for the first time, someone gets an iPhone in that particular manner. So yes, for the iPhone, we know you won't bring it, and it doesn't have much details. But for the Samsung,
come and sing a song.
No, I don't come go spiritus. Ashton.
Entire later now.
I don't know, but I think if you can get a contact, maybe.
The phone in blue Accra, yeah. The
phone that's who Kumasi there.
I have many questions to ask about this. Why
did
he own? Does he own all big buckets?
No, he doesn't.
He's a godfather, so when he says that whoever has it should bring it,
they will bring it.
Maybe that guy is not one of them.
Wow.
No, it's not everybody who is one of them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
But like I will still hint Koku, maybe you try the spiritus thing to see. Two of his phones. When Shatta arrived at the place, you know the basement, they have the car park down there. When he arrived, Shatta, you know. Wow. Two phones, they were in his bag. You know, he was doing the vlogging. So at every point that he would change one and change your Charlie. Gone. It was a goner, but Nyamiho, maybe I bet me I find.
Yeah.
So yes, I know one big thing that has been trending after the party is the $100,000 check. Oh my Ghana people, you guys, you don't want peace. You always want violence. Why? Yeah. So give us a picture of how the event was, and maybe Richie will be flashing some photos and some videos as well. You edited something for me as well.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a very busy day. That is on Saturday. The whole Kumasi were in high anticipation of the biggest birthday party, if not one of the biggest in the city. Like in the city. That is it. Yes, we know.
Let's say one of the biggest.
One of the biggest.
Otunfo's birthday was another level.
Of course, shutdown.
Yeah.
So, no, that one is a shutdown.
Okay.
So yes, one of the biggest. So out of that, we had a very busy day. So like we stated, the whole thing was about the whole Shatta movement family celebrating one of their trusted friends and sources, that is Rich Game, and so we were at the basement to celebrate, and it was because it was a nightclub setting, lots of people there to celebrate with the whole team. People like ordinary people were there. We had people who were the cash owners were also there. It was a very beautiful event. The only floor was GH Kweku's own. Lots of cash flowing here and there. People who were spraying physical cash, and people who were also doing pledges and electronic cash, as well as people who were signing checks. So that's basically a summary of whatever went on, or whatever things that happened on the night. So so that's it.
Yeah, continue talking.
Okay. So this is from the house where the whole team was lodging. This is on our way en route to the basement nightclub where the whole team. So this is some of the atmosphere that we saw. So if GH Kweku had the unfortunate incident, it was out of some of these things. Security, yes, I would commend them. They were able to do their best, even though most of them were not they weren't in their numbers that much. But the ones that were present there was able to do their best to make sure that at least the high-profile people were safe and sound, and nothing bad really happened to them. So I think it was a very beautiful event inside the club, very, very buzzing, songs here and there. And somebody would say, oh, because it was a Shatta movement thing.
Rich Game.
Yeah, that's Rich Game in your shots.
Yeah.
That's why he's Rich Game.
That's why he's Rich Game. Yeah. So somebody would say, oh, because it was a Shatta movement event, they were expecting only Shatta movement songs to be played, but this is a club setting and we are there to celebrate.
Sure.
So lots of fun was had. So many songs were played. People jammed and all. Like I said, so some of the highlights were the display of wealth. You know, these people parade themselves as some of the wealthy people in Ghana. So the display of wealth was one of the highlights on the night. where people were just throwing money here and there. Let me say big shout outs to Odogu Nanawan. Odogu Nanawan also came to the party. In fact, the display of Ace of Spades was also on the rise, buying like 5 bottles. Yes, and if you know Ace of Spades, you know how much it cost. So it wasn't just an ordinary party. This was a party that had very high monetary
value,
high monetary pump, and that was what was displayed. So yes, there's just a summary of whatever went on.
Beautiful
on Saturday.
Beautiful night. So that is the report according to Roland from Kumasi. Let's listen to Kobe Josman as well. Kobe, what have you also seen?
Will we come back to the $100 check?
No, we are done. If you want to talk about it now.
You want to say something?
Okay, so I am not surprised that particular check raised lots of eyebrows. You know, just like Chemo would say, we are in an infodemic period. It is not everybody that is on the internet that is dumb. Me, if it had not raised eyebrows, I would have even been surprised, because definitely this is not a formal way of presenting money like that. So and you see the way the information also went out with the bloggers and the caption, definitely so many people would want to question it, and which is why I think generated lots of conversation. So if people raise concern, I believe it is not all that concern or all that talkability was just to mock the whole situation. To say, oh, maybe Shatawale signed a fake check. Yes, I know that is the common headline online, but then so many people out of that were also concerned about how the whole presentation was done and the kind of caption that went out. But the whole thing has to do with it being a dummy check. So if you are very familiar with reality shows and how they present monies to winners, or people do pledges even in public, it is not everybody, and there are certain amounts of money that you can't carry and be parading around with it. Security wise, it wouldn't even be safe for you to be doing that. So and looking at the situation on the ground as at that moment, and how Tiny was giving £20,000, Jupiter was giving $50,000 and all that. This is Shatawale, and he couldn't just do anything anyhow. For mind you, Rich Game is not just a friend to Shatawale. Like he said on the night, this is somebody that was there for him when he was even rebranding from Bandana to Shatawale. The whole Shatawale rebranding and its finance was by Rich Game. So if Shatawale says, "Oh, I want to give Rich Game $100,000," the check on there is just kind of a pledge, a symbol for you to know that, okay, Rich Game, I am pledging here that I will give you $100,000, and that is a promise by me. So tomorrow, if you don't even get the money, you can go and screenshot that this is the evidence that on the night the guy promised me the money that I was going to get. And there's no better way to present it. It was in the guy's checkbook. So anytime he sees it, he knows that, yes, this is from my friend. Of course, this is from my friend, and he can get it at any time. Some people who are raising concern, as in teasing me, I wouldn't want to go there, because you can't come and say Shatawale doesn't have $100,000. If that is where your argument is coming from, then it is flawed on arrival. And if you agree that he has and can give somebody like Rich Game, who is not just a friend to him, then this is no news for whenever $100,000 is coming from somebody like Shatawale to somebody like Rich Game, if you know their relationship. 100,000 is even small, looking at the relationship or the bond that they share.
And what Shatta thinks he has done for him.
Of course. So this is just people just making or having fun.
Of course, at every point in time, people have fun.
Of course, and
about your issues.
Oh,
Now, let's listen to Kobe Josman. Kobe, I know you were not there, but you might have heard and seen some 1 or 2 photos and videos. What do you also have to say?
I think that was an amazing moment. I mean, the whole place, with some of the videos that I chanced on, I mean, that was very amazing. And I wish personally I was there, Alice.
Kobe Josman, you were at Fela, you were at Tara, and you want to be there as well. Well, divide yourself into twice.
So
and don't marry now.
that is it. That is whoever that I think I will choose.
That's how it is.
Whoever that I think I have to choose have to understand what I'm doing.
I know, right?
That thing, my heart, it be my heartbeat. So,
I know.
But Sammy, I think said your baby and Nipa Beckham Hansen.
Okay.
Yeah. Because me personally, when I saw that check, the first thing that came into my mind say maybe it was a symbolic thing, just to prove that I've made that promise.
Okay.
And as a result of making that promise, that thing can be used as a reminder. Even if I don't fulfill that promise, we can still get a reference point. Say, Shatta did this, and this represents a promise that you made. So I think that wasn't any bad thing though. But irrespective of how maybe you do it, people, the VAR people will still scrutinize things and come up with whatever that I think they have to say. But you know what? The man says he's the news, and you always keep us talking. And he's indeed making us.
That's what he's doing.
There are so many occasions that people go to events like this, and just after the event, you don't hear anything about it.
Everything dies.
At the end of the day, Shatta is flying, Rich Game is flying. What is making both flying? It is in the name of birthday party.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, the reason why Shatta went with the whole entourage there to just go and grace, a friend's, a brother's big occasion like this has been fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, the media is talking about it. Imagine he didn't make that signature on that check. Like they won't get this talkability. Maybe we won't get that talkability that we are getting now. And more or less, when people are happy, there are some things that you do. And when you are sad too, there are some things that if care is not taken to, you do. Out of excitement, you can even write certain things and make some mistake that why people embarrassed to say these are the mistakes that I'm making. But at the end of the day, I think so that was a very positive occasion. I loved the whole scene from arrival to the place, the excitement, and how the whole conversation is going. So you should capitalize on it and make something good out of it.
Well, Chemo will speak finally on this, then we run away from here.
Yeah.
I know, right?
if you see him like that.
You can see I go like that. You can see him like that, too. You see him like that. Get him like that.
Hey, shut up. Anyway, when I saw it for the first time, I was just laughing. When I saw the thing, I was laughing, and I was like, but the people who are saying Shatta has done this, don't they know him? For the Shatta I know, even if it was a real check, I would doubt it. Because the Shatta I know, he's a show boy. He would rather throw money than to sign a check. Or the check here, or to secure I was a check. So me, when I saw it, no, this one will be a joke. Like, just right from the onset. Because Shatta, he's been throwing money like something like
on the day he still threw money.
So then what will happen for him to sign a check?
In the club and at the car park.
Yes. So what will happen for him to sign a check? For me, even if it was a genuine check, I would still doubt it because the Shatta I know will always throw money instead of doing something like that. Signing a check is more like for the elite or for the Bukulong people. And Shatta will not want to belong to the Bukulong people. Shatta will go around holding check to be signing to be no. I don't see Shatta in that.
But on that day, the way we suffered before even go a pen. Pen the nightclub. And pen in the nightclub.
Yes, and then he was calling for new pen. Come on. Man. If the thing was that he was coming to sign a check, he would come prepared.
Okay.
So me, right from the onset, when I saw that, I said, no, this one is just a joke. We should just take it like that. Like he just want to do something. And I don't know if people who were taking it serious or who wanted to write something about it, I don't know their minds. Maybe they also want to just cash in or something, or they were really indeed thinking that Shatta has done something evil or something wrong that they have to talk about. But when you think about it carefully, you see that this one there,
it's no big deal.
This shouldn't be a big deal. Coming from Shatta in a nightclub signing check. How? Like, just think about it. Shatta going to a nightclub, and then he will go with his checkbook and pen, signing the check. Oh, just imagine. Let me just say
They
that.
have to be serious.
So yeah. So I mean, it was just a joke, and people should take it like that. I don't know why people would take it that serious and even trying to run commentaries or stories about it in a way that as if Shatta has done something that has not happened before. I mean, this one, if you see him like that, you will get him like that.
Well, so that was just by the way. We actually had a good time in Kumasi. We had a good stay in Kumasi. Shouts to Are Heights, where we lived.
Yeah, Are Heights.
Hey, it's not like that.
It is AI R Heights.
Okay, thanks to Something Height for hosting us.
Location.
I know Ahojo. It was in Ahojo.
Yes, okay.
Some new apartment like that.
Yeah.
The place was
Okay.
beautiful. The place was beautiful. We had a good time there. And to Team Shatta, thanks for always making us part of the business. It helps.
So Irish.
Irish Heights, yes, Irish Heights. That is it. Currency, the people can't even mention the name. I can imagine. Irish Heights. I want to believe because I call Granny. Irish Heights.
He's not from there.
Obo Obieni. Menka Asantua.
Adusan Valley.
Adantua Resort be there. Yeah, of course, Irish Heights. The name sounds like then Islamic. Let me put some. But well, it's all good. Keep talking. Shatawala is asking that, are you talking? The next day on Twitter, I was laughing. So I said, are you people talking? Everybody should keep talking. And that was just by the by. Special thanks to Team Dodi Solomon for all your digital solutions. Maybe you have issues with your YouTube channel, online distribution, contact him in Team Dosu Solutions, and he's sure going to help you to like Kobe Josban. He's a blogger. That is Kobe Josban. Follow him on all social media handles. Roland Amate is also a blogger. He's a talent manager. He's an event person and one of our pundits here. You can also be a part of his website. That is Showbiz Channel GH, where all the top stories have been published for your reading pleasure. I'm still reminding you that on Sundays, the Sunday Connect is on. Last Sunday was good. Really, we had some good people from all over the world joining us. At a point of 100 people were all forcing to come in and following the conversation. So join us on Sunday. Our time has not been static, we understand. But at least we open it up between 7 and 10 days. You know that the show will be running. That one, we want to assure you guys all the time. To Digital Rasta, Currency is on camera, Richie Flex, editor, director of the show. My name remains Sammy Flex. If you've not subscribed to us, do it now. Don't be left out on the wonderful content we churn out here on Sammy Flex TV. I'll see you when I see you. We're out of here.